There are reactions out there to this film. I hope you've had a moment to just take that in a little bit. And I wanted to ask what your reaction is to the response from fans so far to your film.
Well, it feels, I mean, obviously it feels really great to see people enjoying the movie. At this point, I know we all just can't wait for it to be out in the world and for fans and crowds to be able to be there opening night and see it for the first time. That's got goosebumps. I'm very excited.
I'm from Portugal, and this is a question for all of you. Some people have mentioned that this film marks the Disneyfication of Star Wars. What do you guys think about this? Is it just a word, or you guys think it's more Disney?
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does it mean? Disney.
You're going to have to ask the people who said it. I have no idea.
You guys think they have elements of Disney now?
Yeah, I don't know what that means. I know that I was given, and from the very start, Lucasfilm, Kathy Kennedy, and, also the folks at Disney we did interact with, Bob Iger, Alan Horn, Alan Bergman, I know that there was nothing imposed on this movie from anyone, and I was not only allowed but encouraged to make the kind of Star Wars movie that I wanted to make. So, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means.
It's a Rian Johnson film. Next question. We've got a microphone to someone there. Great, thank you.
Hey guys, love the film. Ryan, I was reading earlier that George Lucas called it brilliantly made, and that he had a chat with you after seeing it. I was wondering what he had to say.
Yeah, he was very gracious. He had some very kind words. And, I grew up not just loving Star Wars. I went to the film school I went to because I read a book about George Lucas and saw that he went there. So to have a chat with him and to have him be so kind and gracious about the movie that we made, it felt pretty good, man. Felt pretty good. Well, Carrie was first and foremost, she was a writer, and that's how we first really connected. So, we had a lot of lovely moments on set, but the times that I'm really going to remember her were when we were hanging out before the shoot and just at her house, and she was digging out books for me that she wanted to talk about and showing me, like she was writing her, the Princess Diaries when we were doing the shoot, and she showed me all the old diaries she had, all the old notebooks from the original shoot, and talking about words and just, hanging out with her, man. That's I feel really lucky I got to have even a little bit of time to know her.
Obviously, Ryan, great movie, but we've yet to have a woman director or a person of color directing it. Why do you think this hasn't happened? I suppose it's open to everyone. Do you think it's about time that we have someone other than a white male directing Star Wars? And how can we improve that? Or have you got any female directors you think would be great?
Hell yes, it's time. Yes, and there are so many. My God, there are so many incredibly talented, female directors of color out there. Yeah, absolutely, and so many that I would love to see play in this universe. God, man, yes, please, I would love it to happen.
Hi, I'm here from Israel. This is a question for Ryan. As a big Star Wars fan that grew up on the movies, my biggest fear is that Star Wars will meet Earth one day. And I want to have a promise from you, as you're going forward with the next trilogy, that it maybe a promise that it won't happen ever.
Well, now we have to do it. Now you've said it is your greatest fear. You've just manifested it. No, and insofar as it's within my power, I solemnly promise to you that Luke Skywalker will never, fade up into modern day New York. Although that would be a really funny fish out of water story, like him just trying to use an elevator and wacky hijinks with taxi cab drivers.
Mark,
now I want to see this movie. Now it might actually happen.
Mark, you look pretty up for that. Maybe? Maybe up for that? No?
Again, I wasn't listening. What is
this is the best technique in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm going to start using this at press conferences.
I transported myself to a galaxy far, far from London.
Right, and we've got a microphone down here.
This film is being highly praised for the diverse cast and characters. Was that something you were conscious of when you were writing it? And then for any cast member who wants to answer, how does it feel being part of such an incredibly diverse cast?
Yeah, I mean, it felt right. It felt really good to as I was writing it and as we were, you know, I don't know, for Star Wars to reflect a little more closely the world as it is today and the world as it actually looks around us. I think all movies today are starting to do that more and more, and I think that's nothing but a good thing.
I'm in awe of the entire cast, and aside from Daisy, I look forward to working with them one day.